Hello everybody, Steve Nelson Jr. here. You will see my hands, maybe part of my body for this. Bath Bomb Solutions, we got our tool that we need. So when you unbox your press and you set everything out, this is what you've got. You'll open it up, you'll set everything out, you'll have all of this stuff. 3 or 4 tubing, your switch that goes up and down with the 2 screws that attach it, your safety switch, which will be either that style or we do have another style that it could be as well. No difference really, they're both US made. We had a bunch of these ordered and then they switched them out. If you have this style, there will be another video for setup. It's not much different, and I'll show you here when you attach this, the difference between attaching that. So, you've got your press. You may have something taped right along here, okay? Do not remove that. Do not remove something if it is taped right here. That is because these brackets come and they are not perfectly level. We do not, it would take hours and hours and hours just to level a specific bracket. So, this right here is a shim, just in place to make sure that it holds it level. Some of them have them, some of them don't. Some of them will be in different areas. If you have one, do not remove that. Set this to the side. So, you get your press, you're happily ready to go, okay? First thing you're going to want to do, you're going to want to unscrew, or first, you've got your switches, you've got your cylinder, you've got your mold. You will need your Allen wrench, one size. Alright, remove the nut right here. I would keep this tape on, just so it doesn't get bumped. Set this on here. Make sure the flat side with the ridge is up. Screw it on there. Okay. You should have, and I didn't have them here, some pliers, channel locks, just to snug it up a bit, okay? Doesn't have to be overly tight. It's just got to be held down, okay? Not going anywhere. You take your hoses and you remove the tape so you can separate all of the pieces. Okay. First, take your switch. Remove your screws. Okay, you will notice that there is a bolt right here. Keep that there. This will press flush against the bolt. There will be a gap, but it will still lay flat against the bolt. There are 2 screws up and down from each other, perpendicular or vertical. Take and line them up. You push them all the way through and line them up. Start screwing one in. Screw it in with your fingers. Might be a little tough, but it'll go in. Start screwing the second one in. Once you got them both in, take your Allen wrench. Now tighten it down. This is very important. Do not over tighten these screws. If you over tighten these screws, you will strip them out. If they're stripped, then your switch will be loose. So you're going to want to make sure it's up against the screw that's right there, the bolt. You're going to want to do just a little bit each time. A few turns, get it down there first, and then when you go to snug it up, turn it a little bit so it tightens that one, which is going to pull the bottom out a little bit because it's on the bolt. You tighten this one up a little bit. That'll double tighten the top one because it's pulling out. Nice and sturdy. You can even tighten it up a little bit more if you need to. Snug a little bit each time. Just do a little bit of a turn. Nice and sturdy. Turn to the other side. You will have this switch. Now, if you have a bracket like this that is turned upside down with a hole in it, then you use this switch, okay? This switch is not much different I actually have one of those brackets too. Here's what the bracket will look like. You may have a bracket like this that is attached right here. If you do, unscrew the screw right here to take this piece off. Unscrew this. Slide this up through here. Screw this nut back on. Remember, this will already be attached. So you'll just slide that up, slide this on. Make sure this is lined up to fit in those grooves. And snug your screw up. This will have ports like this. Everything else will be the same. So for this one, remove the screws. It's the same as the other switch. Slide them both through. Hold them. Align one. I like to do the bottom one first. Doesn't matter which way you go though. The other one, screw them in by hand till they're tight, nice and tight. Or till you can't anymore with your fingers. Once they're snug down, make sure you just give a little bit of turn there, a little bit of turn there. It's going to lay flat against that bolt, the same as the other one. You make sure it's snug. Don't over tighten it. There you go, nice and sturdy. Okay. You take your hoses. The one with this end goes in the front. The front will usually be black tape covered, okay? But it could be any color. This part goes in the front. The back, the blue, find the blue hose, blue here. Where's the other blue tape? Right here. Pull that off, slide it under, or you can go over if you choose. And all these do is just push it in. Make sure it's pushed all the way in. Bam. White hose with the white on it. It probably will just be in the center instead of on the ends. The other one right here. Yellow. Find the yellow here. Plug it in. The yellow here. Easiest way to remember is they are opposite. The top goes to the bottom goes around and goes to the top eventually. Here you go. So, you've got your mold. Take your mold, take off the tape, take your Allen wrench, unloosen your guides just a little bit. The guides can be used in multiple ways. You can check out future videos for other ways to use the guides and how to use them on other molds. They're very simple. Take your tape off here. If I can get it off, there we go. We usually keep little edges on all the tapes to make it easy to get off. Pieces of tape to make it easy to get off. Screw your mold on. Spin it on really easy. I unplug this usually just to make sure, if it won't go up and down, if your press will not go up and down, like if your cylinder won't go up and down with the hoses connected, all you have to do is just unconnect the hose. But since this isn't hooked up to a compressor, you should be fine. Take your mold, set it in there, slide it down. Take your guides, pull them so they're tight. Or if you choose, you can spin them out this way and push them in. It's up to your preference. Me, I choose to just do it this way. Okay, make sure it's nice and tight the way you want it. If you saw, yes, I do have purple hair. Snug it down. Make sure it's pressing against that. Same one here. Press it against it. Snug it down. There you go. Your press is complete. And get your air compressor. And you just hook your press up. Make sure your button is up. It's going to come up. Push your safety button down. Go down. If you need to adjust your speeds, you can adjust your speeds right here. Make sure it's tight. That might be a little too slow. There you go. There you go. You can even have that one go up a little bit faster if you wanted. And you're ready to go. You take it out, you slide it in. Go up, take it out, slide it in. There you go. If you have any more questions or to get your press, go to bathbombsolutions.com.